30 years ago, ITL began with a few computers and a vision. From that moment, we have been defining the framework for the future and impacting the lives of both soldiers and civilians, handling tasks like data visualization, data exploration, and mobile computing, creating software solutions for issues such as data collection, decision-making, modeling, and countless others. As we continue pushing the limits each day, we should remember where we started. ITL, 30 years of advancing technology and working hard.
Woo! All right. So we've been a laboratory for 30 years. This started out as a concept that Dr. Radhakrishnan, who was the original first director of ITL, and the person that actually hired me when I first came, searched me down in a trailer in Long Island, New York. And Colonel Crum, who was here serving as the Waterways Experiment Station commander. And there he felt that ITL, which we were the ADP Center, Automated Data Processing Center, should be a laboratory. And they took the library, took the printing shop, or print office, all of those, and put them together to create a laboratory in 1986. Just prior to that, we'd become the Automation Technology Center, which was a prelude to becoming a laboratory. So in 1989, we moved into, I gotta see if I can, there we go, next slide. So it was 85 when he thought of us, 86 we became a laboratory. Okay, next slide. For some reason, they're not moving. And we moved into this building in about 1989. And this was, when I say this building, Annex A. It was the Jamie Whitten building. We were growing at that time. Matter of fact, we had something like 86 offices and we had 110 people, so we didn't even fit in the building when we first got there, which is a continuing problem that we have. And just at the time, that was about a $6 million building. We actually got in '89 our first supercomputer, which is a YMP, and you can see it's 1.2 gigaflops. Basically, kind of it's about the speed of your iPad. Okay, so, but it was pretty impressive at the time. Though the first problem I was doing with my dissertation, it wouldn't fit on there because it wasn't big enough. So we were always pushing the limits, even from the beginning. In 1993, we were an Army supercomputing. In '93, we became a DoD Defense Major Resource Center. And so we turned all of our computers that we had over to the DoD, which was a good deal because they paid for everything. So that was actually a pretty good deal. All we had to do was supply the infrastructure. Next. So we have expanded this building. We had an addition to the building that came along, which is Annex B. Next. Okay, and we've had 3 directors. Dr. Radhakrishnan was the first director, and I would just butcher his first name. So, and most of the people didn't even do his last name. It was known as Radha, Dr. Radha. And it's, yeah, that's right. Okay, and when we first started, we had about $5 million in kind of research in software development, and about $15 million was our total budget. Okay, and by 1998, we were about $100 million. Okay, now you look forward to this time, we're about $350 million our total budget. So, and we've grown a lot over the years. One of the focuses is changing from a operations-focused laboratory, and Dr. Holland really kind of led the part of changing to a research laboratory. That really occurred during the 2004 to 2008 timeframe when ACIT was formed. About 137 people from ITL actually moved to ACIT. And when I came, that was just finishing in May. I came in January, and we really had to build and create. We had 90 engineers and scientists at the time. These are just some of the facts that we had about the NXB. Was another 35,000 square feet. And that was, again, had too many people, everybody wouldn't fit in the building. So this is kind of a recurring. We kind of designed for it, and time this gets built, we're growing out of it, so, which is a good problem to have. So we had the first shelter, about 10,000 square feet we built, and now our current building, next one. And so we went with 66,000, thinking we had 110 new offices, we'd be grand, and we're already out of space there. So a little later on, I'll talk about how we're going to achieve that. But what I really want to do is celebrate the fact that we're 30 years old, okay? And one of the things I'd like to do is bring up people that have been here kind of since the beginning. We won't go all the way back to the beginning, but anybody that has been here, we have a picture of the whole laboratory in 1993. If you were here in 1993, please come up to the stage and we're going to get a picture. That's right.
Yeah, because you're old. That's
right.
Come on, we'll just fill in. We can fill in.
At least I'm not here by myself.
No, that's right. Joy up front. No, yes, you're coming up front.
That's good.
Do I still count?
Yes, you do count. We'll squeeze in.
Fred, there he is.
If I kneel, I'm not getting it.
And hopefully they'll be able to get up before this is over. All right, great. All right, great.
Grab a hold of the roof.
Go back there at 73 now.
Hey,
I can go back to 81 about as far back as I can go.
Don't fall. I can go back so.
so I will say the person that's been here longer than I have, and she was here when I showed up, took care of me very well during that time. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So that's really great. And actually, if you look in here, there's even proof that I didn't have gray hair back then. So we're going to move on with a few other things. Patty, please come on up.
Welcome, ITL. Welcome to our mini town hall. I want to welcome our remote sites. We are video streaming live at our remote sites. So welcome Champaign, Hanover, Alexandria, and Lorton. We have ITL employees in all locations. Also want to welcome the commander of Arctic, Colonel Green. Thank you for taking time and coming to be with us. We also have some ITL employees who work at the Champaign site who are here with us today. Would you stand? Our ITL employees from Searle. Where are you? Don't be bashful.
There we
Here
go.
we are.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Ooh.
Do we have any other ITL employees here today from remote sites? I don't want to leave anybody out. We have somebody else?
Yeah.
Tony, are you here? In a meeting, somebody said.
All right.
All right. Anyway, I want to welcome everybody here. This town hall is very special to me because I've been here for 30 years. Wow, what a career. I've spent my entire career here in ITL, so it's been very good to me. Now we're going to move on to the people part of the program. We're going to learn about our new hires. We're going to have some awards presented, and then Dr. Mosier will go on and tell you a little bit about the state of ITL. So the first thing we want to do is recognize all of our new hires. since October of last year. I apologize if your name happens to not be on here. But anyway, if you were hired since October of last year, will you please stand up? All of our new hires, don't be bashful. I'll call you out. Stand up. We have about 45 or 50 new hires, so how exciting. So now we're going to start our awards part of the ceremony.
This side and exit on this side. And we're going to get pictures for each one of them.
Okay, so the first award that we have is a very special award. It's the Global War on Terrorism, and this is presented to Ken Pathak. I want to read this because it's very special because Ken was deployed actually to Afghanistan. It says the medal symbolizes the honor and achievement of civilians with the Department of Defense to defend freedom against danger that may develop on foreign soil. The ribbon's blue stripe is associated with the Department of Defense. Gold represents excellent. Black and red symbolize threat of terrorism. Red, white, and blue are for patriotism and love of freedom.
Surprise.
There we go.
I feel the tears flowing. Let's all stand and give Ken a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. I was not expecting that one.
We're going to go right here, right there. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, next we're going to have the Achievement Medals for Civilian Service. So if you'll flip it to the next one.
Yep.
Oops, one more, sorry. This is a surprise I forgot to tell you. In case you don't know, it was a surprise even to me. We have a superstar among us. Do y'all know that? Our superstar is Dr. Leslie Leonard. Dr. Leonard, where are you? Will you stand up, please?
So we just got notice that she's been selected to be from Women of Color as the 2017 Technology All-Star. So congratulations,
So we
Leslie.
just received this announcement yesterday. So Leslie will be going to a luncheon in the 22nd Women of Color STEM Conference in Detroit, Michigan. It's on Friday, October the 6th, and you're going to be there. All right. So now we're going to go on to the achievement medals. So if your name's up here, if you would please rise up and come down here to the end of the stage. Courtney is going to get you lined up in order.
So we'll have all of them come out, everyone come out?
Everybody at one time. Come on, if your name's up here, down here. Come on, move it, move it, move it. Don't be shy. We're going to call you up. You're going to receive your award, have a picture with Dr. Mosier, and then exit off this side of the stage. Okay, the first one, Emily Andrews, for outstanding performance and achievement as Administrative Service Assistant for the Executive Office. Ms. Andrews conceived and implemented several highly successful and visible programs, and her professionalism, technical competence, and can-do attitude have made positive and lasting impacts with the ITL. Congratulations, Emily.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Tony Brogdon, while providing sensor installation supports to numerous projects across Arctic, Mr. Brogdon demonstrated excellent customer care, commitment, and technical knowledge. Congratulations, Tony.
Tony?
Laura Brown.
Thank you.
Laura, Ms. Brown displayed excellent technical competence, work ethic, communications, and teamwork as a member of the Supercomputing Research Center. Her expertise and dedication were instrumental to several highly visible and critical TI-16 technology insertion programs. Congratulations, Laura.
Thank you.
Randy Buchanan. It's Randy. Randy's not here. Okay. Mark Cowan. Is Mark here?
Nope.
Mark is not here. Jordan Donovan.
Nope.
Jordan. Where's Jordan? Joseph Farr. Thank you. We got a lot of people missing. Justin Foster,
Justin is
come on
here.
up. For outstanding achievements as a mechanical engineer,
Hey, Justin. Thanks.
Dr. Foster provided significant technical support to projects and mentoring to students. His professionalism, commitment to excellence, and dedication have made positive impacts within the computation analysis branch and the engineered resilient systems program as a whole. Congratulations, Dr. Foster.
We're just right here,
Kenneth Frost.
just like that.
Kenneth is noted for outstanding achievements
Thank
as a public services library technician, library science and knowledge management branch. Mr. Frost demonstrated excellent work ethic, technical skills, and teamwork by taking the lead on the Erdix Library circulation verification efforts. Congratulations, Kenneth.
Good. Congratulations. Great beer, too.
Glover George. Dr. George contributed to critical modeling and simulation preparation activities. His professionalism, commitment to excellence, and dedication have made positive impacts within the computational analysis branch and the engineered resilient systems program as a whole. Congratulations, Dr. George.
Thanks.
John
Appreciate it.
Horton. Mr. Horton enabled the successful development of the Engineer Combined Protection Assessment software suite and the integration of barrier damage assessment module and virtual forward operating base into it. His exceptional technical expertise, positive attitude, and extraordinary willingness to serve bring great credit to him and the Arctic. Congratulations, John.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for your effort.
Jordan Klein. Mr. Klein was instrumental in the successful execution of the low-cost acoustic monitoring system, the instrumentation of high-performance computing room, the underwater wireless communication system, and the algorithm error correction for a rotating shadow band radiometer system. Wow, that's a mouthful. Congratulations, Jordan.
Jordan, congratulations.
Diane
Thank you.
Martin.
Thank you.
While providing administrative support for both the computational analysis branch and the
Anytime.
computational
Thank you.
science and engineering division, Ms. Martin displayed professionalism, commitment to excellence, and dedication that have made positive impacts within the branch and division. Congratulations, Diane.
Congratulations.
Hal
Thank you.
Moncrief. As the network lead for the Arctic office of the CIO, Mr. Moncrief
Hey,
has
Hal.
shown
Thank you.
exemplary leadership and has met significant goals. He's served tireless and provided guidance to his team to establish the day-to-day mission of the Arctic Network. Congratulations, Hal.
Well, congratulations. Thank you.
Also, we have an award for Emily Monaghan, who is located in Crail. Ms. Monaghan developed detailed scopes of work that supported the development of high-quality websites. So congratulations to Emily, and we'll get this sent to you up in Hanover. Anton.
And Tom.
For outstanding performance while serving as the computer
Thank you.
scientist in ITL, say your name. Say aloud.
Nechayev.
Dr. Nechayev.
Nick Chav. That's easy.
Demonstrated exceptional skills in leading a multidisciplinary team of scientists and engineers in conducting research and development in the areas of sensor and sensor integration of 5 different projects. Congratulations, Dr. Nechayev.
Congratulations. We'll do this. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Kevin Neymar, who's located in our Lorton office. Dr. Newmeyer's military experience and technical expertise helped communicate the HPCMP's value to the DoD. So Kevin is located in our Lorton office, so we'll get this to Kevin. Ben Parsons. Mr. Parsons' expertise in
thank you.
supercomputing and advanced data analysis, processes, and applications were critical to the Supercomputing Research Center's ability to increase operational readiness in the research environment. Congratulations, Benjamin.
Ben, congratulations.
Reena
you.
Patel. Ms. Patel applied a wide range of transdisciplinary expertise to develop
Hey,
an
Reena.
unprecedented approach to a basic research proposal. Congratulations, Reena. Okay.
Thank you.
Jennifer Prudhomme. Ms. Prudhom's support of the Supercomputing Research Center and its subordinate
you.
work centers have had profound impacts on the success and visibility of the SRC operations. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay.
Rashid. I'm not good at pronouncing your first name. All I've ever called Rashid is Rashid.
Hey, Rashid, thank you.
So, Rashid, how do we say your first name? Mabuber. Mabuber
Okay.
Rashid. Okay. For outstanding performance as a computer scientist, as a member of the Virtual Forwarding Operating Base, Mr. Rashid contributed expertise and dedication instrumental to the design and development of the VFOB AutoCAD GIS mapping, implementation, and conversion. Thank you, and congratulations, Rashid.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll get it
Right
over.
down here. Let's see. Matt Richards? Matt's not here, Matt.
He's at
Yeah,
Searle.
Matt is located at Searle, so if you're watching the live video, Matt, you received an award for supporting production of an unmanned aerial system, which identifies new practices that assist facility managers to inspect and manage their facilities.
Thank you.
So congratulations, Matt at Searle. We'll get the award to you. So Christina Renato, is Christina here? Not Christina.
Michael Stevens.
Mike Stevens, not here. Mike Sullivan. Let's see. Okay, Susan White. We'll get to the, oh, Emily. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's see, Emily, while
just
serving
wait
as
for a
lead
minute.
for the Arctic Library Reference and Outreach Services, Miss Wu, say it, Wagerzun, I'm a butcher at names, sorry. Ms. Wagerzun was instrumental in enhancing the library's customer service and her colleagues' professional development. So Emily, congratulations. We'll get this award to you at Searle.
Now, Susan.
So
Thank you.
Susan White. Ms. White's analytical skills and knowledge of revolving funding, civil and military reimbursable funding, contracting, and detailed reporting have aided in the successful execution of funding requirements. So congratulations, Susan.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And last but not least, we've got Allison Windham.
Hey!
Wow.
Wow!
Sounds like you might be a crowd favorite here, Allison. That's because she has free stuff down here at her booth.
You got to come visit the booth.
So Ms. Windham streamlined many of the computer service processes and reorganized her team to better serve Arctic customers. She also took the lead on the new $50 million CIO personnel contract. So congratulations, Allison.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so the next group of awards go to our CSSP team. So if our CSSP team will come up here to the stage.
Please, over here on the side.
So who knows what CSSP stands for?
Yeah, right there.
Darn, they took my line. So cybersecurity service provider.
So,
So I'm going to put Krissa. Let's put Krissa on the spot. Krissa, come on up here and tell us what the CSSP team does. How about that?
okay. Yeah.
Courtney, you got the mic? You got the other mic?
Oh, we got a mic for you. Not a problem. Right behind you.
I think it's on. You can hear me. Cybersecurity service provider is a service provider for cybersecurity services. So,
What are those services?
Okay, smarty.
So what are those services, Krissa?
so we provide those services across the DREN, which is the Defense Research and Engineering Network, and there are 4 major service areas. We protect the network. We also detect intrusions and respond to those intrusions, and there's also a sustainment section to that, which is business management and infrastructure that supports the service provider. So we try to keep the bad guys out, and then if we're not successful at that, then we try to detect those intrusions and then respond them and do some mitigation activities.
So This has been an unbelievable effort by the folks here. They started this in the kind of middle of February. Don't worry, they take care of that. So middle of February this year, and really created the whole team, put it together, and we went through and you have to be accredited. So our accreditation was coming up. They postponed it till August, and so last week, and so I had to go through all of the things you have to do for the accreditation, documentation, all of the SOPs, and also management. We pull people from all over ITL to man this, to get it up and running. And the success is really, as of last Friday, we were accredited as a CSSP, which is a huge activity. We had 3 kind of minor issues. Way below average in the kind of things that we had, so it was a really great job. As a matter of fact, the team lead for it, Jason Dunn, actually had been here earlier, kind of looked at it, and he was amazed at how we had come together, pulled this together, and got it in place. So congratulations to all of you. You did a great job. Huge success.
So you can stay up here. Just lay that mic there, it'll be fine. So this exemplifies truly a one-team
just stop
effort, an effort by members of all over ITL. So this was actually spearheaded by Krista Rowland and Larry Lynch. And I don't think Dr. Lynch is here today, but we have an award for him when he returns back from TDY. So Krista, Ms. Rowland's leadership and technical skills have overcome significant hurdles and contributed to the development, coordination, and management of the migration and execution of the HPCMP cybersecurity service provider. Congratulations, Krista.
Come on over here, right on this side. There you go. Thank you so much.
Okay, Richard Coleman.
Richard, thank you. Dr. Malcolm. Thank you. This is kind of the...
Mike Gall.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
So Mike is an environmental laboratory employee, and he's actually been over here on a developmental assignment with us and been a part of the CSSP team. So we're glad to have Mike with us.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for your help.
Robert Greek.
Hey, Robert. All right, thanks. Thank you.
Janice Green.
Hey, Janice. Thank you.
John Horton.
Hey, congratulations. You've been a busy guy.
Terry Warren.
Terry? Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to shoot right at that guy. Thanks, Terry.
Chris Callahan.
Not here.
So Chris is on our SCAVI team, so he's probably roaming the country scanning networks. Brian Crawford.
Hey, Brian. Thanks, Brian. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You guys did a great job. Thank you.
Tim Dunaway.
Tim did also a great job. So we'll go this way. We'll do it backwards. Or maybe you'll be director.
Jason King.
Jason, thank you. Great, thanks.
Peyton Lassiter. George Moncrief. Pat Ring. Hannah Church. Lee Screws. I think Lee has a fan club. Look that way. Oh, sorry. No wonder he's looking at me. Lee Whitlow. I guess you want this, huh? Amanda Campbell. And Brandy Ellison. Okay, let's give all our CSSP team a round of applause. So now we want to recognize employees who have received degrees this year. So if I call your name, please stand up. Dr. James Ross received his PhD in computational science. Deanna Dixon, Masters of Science in Civil Engineering. Corey Hollis, Master of Science in Computer Science. James Pettit, Master of Science in Computer Science. He's back in the booth. Marvin Brown, Master of Science in Computer Information. Emily Wegerson, she's located at Searle. She received a Master's of Science in Intelligent Studies. I'll get her. Allison Windham, did I skip you? Allison Windham, a Master of Science in Geographic Information Systems from the University of Southern California. Go Trojans, right? Lee Screws, Master of Science in Computer Networking. Down here. Trent May, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, one of our new hires from Mississippi College. Back in the back. Hannah Church, Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering from Mississippi State. Where's Hannah at? Maura Cowbell. Karen Taylor, Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies from Mississippi State University. Karen, where are you? Let's all give our recent graduates a round of applause. Did I miss somebody? Golly, these glasses, I may need a little bit higher strength. See, this is what happens when you've worked here for 30 years. So all you little young whippersnappers out there, get ready. He's not on my list. That's why I didn't miss him. Okay, Baron Pullen, Masters of Science in Computer Information from Boston University. Back in the back. So that wasn't me after all. It wasn't on my list, see y'all. Okay, now we want to recognize our LDP 1 and 2 employees who graduated this year. They've already had a ceremony. So when I call your name, please stand. In LDP 2, we have Quincy Alexander, Brenna Bennett, Chris Callahan, who's not here, Blake Rice, who's Blake, and John Michael Stewart, who's over here at the booth. And then our LDP 1 graduates, Jennifer Beal, Chris Bowler, Lacey Bowler, Willie Brown, Holly Clavian, Richard Coleman, Jessica Frierson, Keisha McDonald, Melissa Nelson, Benjamin Parsons, Jennifer Prudhomme, Cheryl Wallace-Sims, and LaKenya Walker. Will all of you please stand? All right, this concludes the awards portion of the program. So now I'm going to turn it back over to our director, Dr. Reed Mosher.
All right. Hey, great. So great day to celebrate. We have a lot of accomplishments that we've done. I'm going to give you just a short update on where we are. And just a reminder that the blueprint for our success is our people, facilities, innovation, and a customer service. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing. One of the big concentrations for the last probably 4 years has been on recruiting, hiring, and our people and development. And so, we plan to be in 2025 around 300 engineers and scientists. We're right around 190 or so we have growth. We're planning for that. But a piece of that is, this is really to build a bench. You can see that there's a number of us that are older, as we came up here, filled up the stage, and I have a little slide to talk about that. But we need to build a bench. We need to sustain our growth and our capability by doing our mentoring to our folks in building that bench. And we need to make sure that we have the right talent to do the job. So a lot of education, certifications, things like that. We're really, if you want to go to pursue a degree, we're going to find a way for you to be able to do that. And whatever certifications, one of the things with our cybersecurity requires a lot of certification. We've had a lot of people trained over the last 6 months, and we want to continue that. So there's real emphasis there. As we reflect when we were up here with the number of folks on the stage, there's a number of us that are 53 to 62 that are possibly that we can retire. Well, we not only have to hire new people to get to that 300, we also have to hire the replacements for it. So that means a real active recruitment process that we're going to go under. It's something I talk about to our leadership team every week. We talk about recruiting and the importance of it. Keisha McDonald is leading all of our interactions with that recruitment, and we have a person that's their job to do that. So that's a commitment that we make as a laboratory. Just to kind of review what we have. So we're about 446 people, 282 engineers and scientists. We're going to grow in the next year to 310 or so. We have 64 contractors that are in-house with us. The modernization program, which you all don't realize maybe, is there's 700 people of government employees and contractors that work in that program. Not all necessarily for ITL, but for the whole program, their responsibility. When I came here, we were about 92 engineers and scientists. We've more than doubled since 2008, excuse me. Getting ahead of myself there. Right now, we've had a really good recruitment year. You saw the folks that stood up and the names. We still have 18 more positions to recruit this year. And we're going to have some retirements come December. And also one in March, too. So, one of the things that we see in the future is key to us is secure computing, going above the secret level to the TS level. And we're preparing for that. So if you look at our facilities right now, where we're at, we're going to do some temporary things in our current building in Annex A to help us with above secret TS level computing. So we're going to take the old vault room and turn it into a TS level capability. Hopefully by the end of this calendar year, we'll be there. We also have a problem with office space. We don't have enough office space. But we did get the money. We've received the money to build out over the computer area in the second shelter out here. It'll create 40 offices or office space. There'll be cubicles, but they'll be really nice cubicles. But at least 60 additional space so that we can fill into that. And hopefully by February, January, that will be complete. The money is actually here. We've sent it to Mobile to do the design and actually get started on the construction. So that's a real good plus. That's kind of our immediate relief for office space. But in the future, over the next 2 years, we have some additional space. So over next to the parking lot, it's kind of crossed over this way, we're actually going to have level that hill and actually build 2 buildings there. One of them is going to be financed by 219 money, and the other one will, as we're working through the approval, is minor military construction. One of them will be this TS level, will be 10,000 square feet, which is roughly the size of one of our other shelters out here, of raised floor space, and area out in front that can be used to check in and also do some office space there for the people that actually run the TS level facility. The building right next to it will be where the supercomputer research center will be. So SCR will move over there. So essentially Bobby's center. Folks from there will move over there. There'll be about 20 offices on the first floor, a few offices on the second floor. We will actually be able to create that storefront for the DAC center that we've talked about. So it'll have a glass front and look like a storefront for show. One thing you may not are aware of is we're also building out greater power behind it. So behind this whole building, we need to go up by about 9 megawatts of power. So that's the switching gear and also the generators to do that. That's roughly $16 million worth of activity. We're starting on a 3-year effort to do that. First one is some earthwork that needs to be done before we can start placing the equipment. It's mostly equipment with switching gear and generators. And so we'll do that over the next 2 years of actually getting that in place. So actually, what will turn out is the yard back there will be more valuable than our building. So, all right, and just kind of keeping in mind as we sat talking about what we're going to do the rest of this morning, okay, is talk a little bit about how we actually conduct our business. And so, as I said before, people, program funding, facilities, customers are all part of generating. But we need to have core capability. And those core capabilities, we're going to talk a little bit about how we generate them, how we keep it uniform across the laboratory. Last year, we introduced something called One Team. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about One Team. And I got a slide coming up after this one. I'll just skip this one and really get to that because we're One Team, our effective team. And so what we want to do is have one team, and we need to do this particularly in our software development and our development because we need to improve our scalability. So we have people right now that potentially can be doing the same work, same kind of work, or need the same kind of capability across the laboratory. And we need to make everyone aware of it. So what it does is we have this one team capability, we can improve our scalability, we can lower our costs, we can improve our products, we can eliminate starting from scratch, and the other part is we can build collaboration and working on teams. That interaction will really be helpful to us as we move forward in the future. So what we're going to do is we have a series of booths set up here where we're going to talk about some of that shared capability that we ought to have as the one team, and we're going to do really interviews with each of the teams, and then afterwards when we go to break up, each of you can come and visit that. And visit these if you have an interest in it. So, along with our eating that we're going to do.
We want to have a little quick question and answer period for Dr. Mosier. If anybody has any questions.
Burning questions?
Anybody have a question? Come on, don't be chicken. Bark, bark. Come on, ask a question. No questions. Come on. We have one over here? Okay. I got it. All right, we got a question. Okay, tell everyone your name so they'll know who you are.
Hi, I'm Alicia from Scientific Software Branch. I have a question about recruiting. So that sounds like we've still got some positions left to fill, and there's going to be, like you were describing, the discrepancy with employees leaving and
Right.
trying to fill them up. So I was wondering what the strategy is there, if there's a strategy with respect to PhDs versus higher education and
Right.
how
So our strategy, we do grow a lot of our folks into getting master's degrees and PhDs when we have opportunity. But the PhD part of it is that if we have opportunities to hire PhDs and we have those opportunities, we try to take advantage of that. I know, obviously, you came to us with a PhD. It's not always easy to advertise and get the kind of talent that you want. So we do depend on working with universities and working with connections to find a lot of our folks. And we do our ability to direct hire, so we can actually, if we have someone that comes to interview, things like that, we can offer them a job immediately. And that actually helps us in that recruiting process. I would like to say that between half of the folks that we hire are undergraduates, because we're always pursuing that, but half of them would be people with experience to help replace that group of folks that are going to be moving out.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say that it took me 2 years of looking for this position to find this position. So I was in Atlanta, Georgia. So I just wanted to let you know that, I don't do with that information.
No, I understand,
but,
yeah.
This is, in the time I've been here, one of the most amazing places I've ever experienced, and definitely the best place I've ever worked. So I definitely think there's potentially a population out there that could be tapped. So.
And I'll actually, because you and I have talked before, please see about hiring your friend to start working with to come here. So hire friends, that's always helpful.
Thank you, Alicia.
Hello, ITL team, and welcome to the inaugural One Team Expo. Before we start, if you remember in the last ITL Town Hall, we introduced the concept of One Team as a way to jumpstart communication. Let's take a look at that again.
One Team is founded on the principle of openness, putting together teams that allow us to reach beyond our individual limits and work as a group with common interests, all working on similar problem sets. This practice of collaborating and sharing information helps all of us from reinventing the wheel and helps us reduce the variability of the choices we make among our solutions. All right, so One Team is based on 3 principles. Seek partners. Ask around and figure out who's working with similar types of tools or solving similar types of problems as you are. Which brings us to the second principle, collaboration. Share your thoughts and ideas and work together as one team toward common solutions. The solutions we develop together allow us to work more efficiently and have fun doing it because it's no fun to work alone. Listen to ideas from the entire group and work towards solutions where everyone has ownership. And finally, the third principle is innovation. So with your team now in place and collaborating, let the synergy begin. We're on our way to maximizing our teamwork using common tools, working with diverse mindsets, and building solutions with common goals in mind. This gets us out of the box of syntax and source code and into the box of creativity and innovation. Then, as new projects come along, teams can be quickly assembled from these areas for a customized super solution. When this works, we turn ITL into a scalable, agile workforce able to tackle even the most complex problems.
The One Team belief is that the greatest improvement in our lab will come about by simply improving our ability to share and collaborate with teammates working in the same technical areas. In other words, we need to improve our communications with folks working in the same areas and standardize on the same tools and technologies.
ITL will only get bigger. We will gain more people and more projects, and we have to become scalable to meet the demand that is headed our way. Since ITL's inception almost 30 years ago, our business model has not changed. Teams are formed and assigned to a project. The teams produce products based on the customer's needs. The limitation, though, is that the project teams are typically isolated from other teams even though they are solving some of the same problems. Consequently, we continuously rework problems over and over again, and we cannot effectively scale our capabilities.
The result is higher costs, lower quality, and sustainability challenges for our products because we spend way too much time reinventing the wheel and less time on innovation. We can do better, and it is the intent of One Team.
We are introducing today 6 technical areas that we feel give ITL a great starting point for launching One Team. But over time, we want to identify other critical technical areas and evolve those into One Team. Before you know it, we will have a team of teams that can be pieced together to launch any project that comes our way.
Participation in One Team technical areas allows for the best ideas to move outside individual projects and be applied across the lab. For example, the CIO office has built and deployed a common way to authenticate users into a web application. If your project is hosted within RDE, you can plug and play this capability directly into your application. This eliminates the need for your projects to reinvent the wheel. Let's build that capability once and use it many times over.
The first One Team we want to introduce is a technical area we feel can give us the most bang for the buck in the development of user interface design. Led by Kevin Walker, this technical area will brainstorm the latest approaches and tool sets for front-end design work.
Well, that's it. Start thinking about what technical areas you want to be a part of and bring your ideas, experiences, and successes to the table to share with others. We know that One Team is going to play a pivotal part in organizing ITL for the future, so don't miss out. Who's ready to get started?
So we're going to actually go to each of the booths, ask a few questions, and get you a little bit familiar with these so that after we take the break and the pizzas, we start eating pizza, you can come and visit with each one of these. Okay, we're going to start out first with a human computer, and I've had changed on my card is interaction. So what is human computer interaction?
So human computer interaction, or HCI, is basically the study of how computers and people or users interact with one another. And as the HCI team, it's our duty to make that interaction as easy and usable for the users as possible. It's not as easy as just putting screens onto the computer. It's a combination of computer science, behavioral science, psychology, design, and media, and all sorts of different things, because not only do we need to know how computers interact with people, we also need to know how people interact with computers. So I'm Lacey Bowler, this is Corey Hollis, and this is Michael Poore, and we're going to be answering any questions today.
And they also have free Kit Kats.
So also have some freebies up here, okay? So what are the steps you do when you have an incoming project?
So when incoming projects come to our group, we really try to document everything. Our first step when somebody comes to us is to create a project charter. And a project charter has everything about a project that we need to know when we're setting up. It has how much effort we need to put into it, what our role is compared to everybody else in the project, and even cost associated with it. So we take that and we discuss it with the group, and we have everybody involved with the beginning. And only whenever we're sure that we're ready and we know what we need to do, we go to the user and we begin the process of developing requirements and interactive mock-ups, so that we can go to the user with these screens and say, is this what you need? Are these requirements what you expected? So that we aren't putting down code until we're absolutely sure we know what the stakeholders need.
All right. Thank you, Lacey. All right, please come visit. If you have an interest in it, please come visit. Okay, next up is the application development, and this is already kind of a team from different even divisions working together.
Yes.
Spieler,
Yes.
I got a question. What is application development?
Okay, so application development consists of different types of development. We've been focusing on web application development at this time. There's mobile computing that includes, web and application development. There's still some desktop development around, but what we've been looking at is web application development. What is the difference between web design and web application development? So I'd like to think of web design as the blueprint for success for an application. So.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Woo, Spieler.
So, yeah, I bet you wanted to know the next question is, right? So, when developing a web application, what's the main consideration?
So the main consideration is looking at who your customer is, but is your customer your user? Maybe not. So your user, I would say, is the most important consideration. And then you need to start looking at what are the requirements, where is it going to reside, and do I need an RMF? What are the security concerns for the application? And then this is where you have the opportunity to interact with HCI, the computing services. All of these other one teams kind of come into play. In
So all of these folks have to work together.
Yes.
So
And if I may add, is Rose Flag, because it's in the room, is that don't forget testing and quality assurance. An application should not leave ITL before it has been thoroughly tested. Our users and our customers should not be testing the applications. We should do that in-house and then send it out for user acceptance testing.
So would you introduce your team?
Okay, so this was Vanessa Noy, Michael Stewart, and Tim Garton. We have a lot of team members, but these are just the ones that are here today at the table.
So good. Come visit them. Okay, next up is our computing services. Allison, how are you doing? So, how is cloud computing innovation coming?
It's going really well. We have currently 450 virtual servers.
I heard it was awesome.
It is awesome.
Okay, yeah.
Which supports 75 projects ERDIC-wide. We've also worked on the customer experience and making that better for our customers. So we've revamped our CCE website. We've streamlined our CCE questionnaire. It's no longer 15 pages long. So it's just a few questions to gather your requirements. And we also put the SLA online. We're working on a marketing campaign, and I have a video that I would like to show to kick it off.
All right, let's go to the video. Wow, good. I got one more question. What is the future of computer services?
The future of computer services is pretty exciting. We are actually working on a pilot utilizing containerized platforms. So we have a pilot running OpenStack and Docker containers. We have users from ITL, and we also have engineers and modelers from CHL that are testing this out for us. We also are kicking off a huge Windows 10 migration. So any of you that are still running Windows 7, please contact the help desk so we can get you upgraded as soon as possible. And I'd like to introduce my team. This is just a few of us, but I've got Clay Hilton with us, Jamie Thompson, he actually comes from Huntsville. We've got Harry Crockett, Richard Murphy, Sierra Wells, and then Mike Long. These are the people that make my life easier, so I totally appreciate them and all of our computing services team. So,
all right. Thanks, Allison.
We have free stuff.
And you have stuff.
We have free stuff. We also have sign up for RD Drive, which is our 1 terabyte backup storage solution, file syncing. It's a pretty awesome application, so you can sign up for that. We also have our One Team sign-up sheet. If you'd like to join our team, come on over. We'd sign you up.
And one thing you can kind of notice is these three all have a lot of interaction already. So when you're doing one of these things, you need to think about the other parts of it too.
That's right.
All right, thank you. All right. So next up is our scientific computing. So I've got one question. Who are your users?
Our users are research scientists and engineers from around the country and a few locations around the world. They are Army, Navy, Air Force, USACE employees, other governmental agencies that have research as part of their core mission, clear defense contractors, all in support of the variety of projects and missions within the Department of Defense.
Okay, great. Can you tell a little bit about how and why data analytics and visualization teams are getting involved in DoD projects?
Sure. Visualization is really, we consider it kind of the tip of the spear for the research effort. The scientists and engineers that use our supercomputing platforms, as you can see examples of here, do their work and they crunch numbers, right? And they get the results, which usually come out as charts or graphs or just reams of data. But making that visible and understandable to our sponsors, to our patrons, to the people who actually are responsible for the projects that we work on, is sometimes pretty difficult. Visualization, our data analysis and assessment people are very good at taking that data, putting it in context and presenting it so that it's understandable to the people who provide support to us.
So who's also with you?
Antoinette Silas.
Hello.
Antoinette, what you got there?
Well, this is one of the things that the deck provides, as he was stating earlier. So to see more information about our awesome hardware that we have, and also see some of the things that the deck provides, feel free to stop by our table at the conclusion of this event.
And that is an automated reality, right?
Yes.
So, all right, come take a look at that. All right, thank you. Hello. So this is our data science, and the question everybody's asking is, what is data science?
Well, data science is a multidisciplinary field that is basically involved with trying to extract knowledge from large amounts of data. It draws on techniques from computer science, statistics, and visualization, and it also includes the use of a class of algorithms that's commonly known as machine learning.
Okay, so what are some of the questions data science answers?
Well, Glenn is going to help answer that question.
Hi. The question really is, what kind of data do you have and what do you want to know from it? So we can use tools like regression or classification to say, find an image with an error in it out of thousands of them, or find patterns in the data. Again, it depends on what you've got and what you'd like to know.
Okay. What are some of the tools that data scientists use?
So there are a lot of tools out there, and people have been using traditional programming languages in the past, but the focus has shifted to languages like R and Python. So when initially you start looking at any data science problem, you want to look at the data at a higher level. So there are tools out there like Pandas. So there are a lot of libraries. I'm just going to mention few. So Pandas is one of them, Dask. And then visualization, you also want to analyze the data from visual perspective. So tools like Matplotlib, which are the Python libraries, or Seaborn, so these are the tools you can visualize the data. Now, the most important part is the machine learning and exciting part. So tools like scikit-learn, Numba, so SciPy, these are the other tools that can be used.
Okay. So who else do you have here?
Okay, so the rest of the team standing up here is Glenn Bond to my right. To my left, we have Rajiv Agrawal, we have Alicia Ravinsky, and also Ruth Ching.
Right. And so you're also, these are groups from across the divisions. It's not just one organization. This is already part of this one team. Great. Thank you all. So next up is our sensor integration. And so I got a question. What is sensor integration?
Oftentimes, researchers need to measure and monitor data events, and many times that requires a custom, one-of-a-kind solution. And so that's where we come in. We can custom design hardware, products, and package it in a ruggedized, lightweight, weatherproof package that can be deployed again and again to collect data, and perhaps more importantly, turn that into a decision support tool.
Okay, and that's very what these folks need to drive a lot of their analysis capability and things. So what are some of the special capabilities and specialties that we have in the sensor integration?
We specialize in design and development for application-specific devices that all go all the way from a transducer, which basically takes some kind of phenomenon, converts it to something we can measure, all the way to fully integrated systems that will deliver the data to you. As I like to say, is if you have a phenomenon you like to measure, we can either do it for you or help you do it.
Okay, great. What are some of the examples of sensor integration?
All right. We actually brought some examples here today from the civil works side, where we have strain gauge packages that can be used to understand the health of large civil infrastructure, to robots that can use magnets to crawl along a gate or a steel structure underwater and determine corrosion and protection that's remaining on the structure. To the military engineering side, where we have systems that can automate route reconnaissance, allow for communication over secured networks for the warfighter when they're in the field, or systems that can incorporate microphones to understand blast magnitude and location and report that information back.
Okay, great. So this is a chance for some of our folks to come and see what you might want to measure and get some ideas, maybe working with it. So, all right, great.
So this is a one-team wrap.
Great, thank you.
I know some of you are probably thinking, well, what I'm working on doesn't necessarily fit into any of these categories. Well, guess what? This is the beginning. So if you have ideas, you want to start up a one team, you make an appointment with our technical director's office. We'll get these teams moving. If you want to join any of these teams, come up, feel free to join. It's all about collaboration and working together as one team. Now,
we're going to talk about that we're planning to do a larger town hall that will be more of a workshop where we add to this one team effort, and so we can see more. So this is to give you some ideas of how we might want to do this in November.
So now we want all of you to come visit the booths, enjoy pizza. But one thing I have to say, this is not just a town hall. This is a production. Don't y'all agree? I mean, this is a production.
Yes.
Right?
So we have our folks back here.
These guys have spent a lot of time, a lot of hours producing this. So let's give them all a round of applause. Back here, hidden in the closet. Also, Courtney Tumanella's worked on scripts, helping us out. All the ladies, people over here who've worked on getting the pizzas in, the food in order. It takes a lot of effort to produce one of these things. So anyway, let's give everybody a round of applause.
Go get some pizza and go visit each of the booths. All right.
Don't eat more than 3 pieces. Don't be greedy out there.
Thank you all for coming. We very appreciate it.